Slooper troopers.
Yep. The sluther, the sleuthin' troopins. Drop, troop, drop. Hi, devotees.
We're coming to you live from
Cape Carnage.
Hey, we're here for your recap of tourist season.
Yay!
Outside
edition.
Yes.
And together edition.
Yeah, in person.
It's been a long time, you guys.
It has. It really has. Sorry. So we are going to be reading notes, looking down. So sorry.
Yes.
We don't have anything.
Our notes are here because we're in the live outside world.
We're in the real world, guys. It's a little scary. So before we get started, this book has a lot of trigger warnings, and we will be discussing serial killers falling in love.
Yes, exactly. So there's blood, there's gore, and also we didn't forget to tell them our names.
Oh yeah.
Who are you?
I'm Natasha.
I'm Harper.
Fine. This is Harper now.
Yep.
Change your names.
Yep.
So yeah, so this just gets dark, so if you don't get with that, check off. We'll see you later.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so our trigger warnings. Wood chippers. Creature use of bird feeders. Eyeballs and eye sockets. Lawn aerators. Scrapbooking in a murdery way. Gardening, but also in a murdery way. Stalking / voyeurism. Breaking and entering and theft. References to physical and psychological torture. Drowning. Hamburgers. I'm sorry, she says in big letters.
Yeah, I was like, I don't remember the hamburgers, Brynne. So.
Oh, I don't remember the hamburgers either. But anyways, birds that enjoy human snacks, vehicular collisions, plethora of other weapons including axes, knives, guns, needles, chainsaw, garrots? I don't even know what that is.
Piano wire.
Oh. AKA a cheese slicer also.
Yeah.
Yum.
Yeah. Cheese slicer.
And 3-hole punches, explicit language and blasphemy, murdery use of ropes, sexy use of ropes, medical settings and details including trauma response activities, CPR, hospitals, long-term recovery, explicit sexual content, BDSM, brat, tamer, king, impact play, rough sex, adult toys, pain play, and mild knife play. 2 serial killers fall in love, mayhem. Also, elderly loved one with mild cognitive impairment, MCI, and early Alzheimer's disease, AD. Caregiving challenges are also depicted.
Yeah, so those are the triggers. If you cannot get with any of that, see you later. But we try not to touch too much on it. Like some stuff we have to talk about.
Correct. And this is an unhinged recap, so our assumption is that you've already read this book.
Yes. And this is a reread for me, first time read for Jayne.
Yes,
so, yeah.
I was here only for the vibes.
You were.
The vibes were immaculate.
They're so good. I know. I read this last year and I was like, I'm so excited. I got to reread it. Book 2 comes out real soon. It's
coming
tomorrow.
out.
I'm trying to get it up Monday.
Okay.
Out tomorrow,
right.
June 9th. Okay, so we're going to go over the characters real quick. So we have our FMC, Harper Starling, who has a shady past that we learn more about as well. She is the mentee of Arthur Lancaster, as well as his gardener / caretaker. She does a few things for Arthur. We have our MMC, Nolan Rhodes, who's in Cape Carnage with one purpose: revenge for his brother's murder. And that is against Harper. It's hilarious, actually. Like, the whole interactions with them are just so funny. And then we have Arthur Lancaster, which is Harper's murder mentor. And he has dementia, Alzheimer's, and he's there for a little bit, but he's great. Arthur's great.
Strong side character energy.
Strong side character. We have Morpheus, which is a raven.
And if you're hearing cows crawling in the background, it's because it's Morpheus's. They're Morpheus's. I don't
family?
know.
It's his murder?
It's his murder. It's also his plethora. Yes.
So yeah, they're here for Morpheus, sorry. So yeah, Morpheus is the crow raven that Harper has made into a semi-pet by feeding him human body parts. And he speaks pretty murder bird.
Yeah. He's iconic.
He's so iconic. We have Lucas, who is Arthur's grandson. Lucas is adorable. And he's trying to open the family distillery again and get things going. Yeah, he's oblivious, they say, to things going around. Also, they mentioned offhandedly, and I caught this, a girl he used to be in love with that left town. I'm like, is she coming back?
Oh, interesting.
I wrote that down. Yeah, you catch things on a reread.
Interesting. You sure do. Sure do.
We have Poppy Lancaster, who was Lucas's mother, Arthur's late daughter, and she was murdered by La Plume, who was a famous serial killer in that area, who disappeared 30 years ago. We have Sam Porter, who's an amateur documentarian sleuth hunter. Like, he has a group, Sleuth Seekers, we'll talk about, and he is trying to find La Plume, and he thinks it's Arthur.
It's reddit.com for murder people.
It really is. Billy Rhodes, who is Nolan's youngest brother that died in a hit and run 4 years ago. Yeah, that's right.
May he rest.
May he rest in peace. We have Adam Cunningham, who is Harper's late boyfriend.
From Cunningham Muffins!
What is that? I don't know that reference.
Oh my god.
With whom she documents a nomadic van lifestyle on social media, and his horrific murder during their kidnapping shattered Harper's old life and forced her into hiding and to create a new one. And it's very sad. We have Harvey Mead, who is a statistically sadistic, exactly, who kidnapped and tortured young couple 4 years prior, Harper and Adam, and his extreme violence and psychological abuse instilled a lasting sense of terror and hypervigilance in the survivors. Basically, Harper and this other one who kind of is already hypervigilant, but anyway. Then that other survivor, Sloan Sutherland, a victim of Mead as well. Her courage inspired Harper to harden her personality in the aftermath of the ordeal. She is like in love with Sloan half the time. She's like, Sloan taught me this, like her bravery, and I'm like, I get it. Sloan's great. Because Sloan is from Butcher and Blackbird, Brynne Weaver's other series, the first book in the Ruinous Love trilogy. You don't need to read it to understand. I just read it and understood a lot more because. And the reason I saw we got this book is because somebody that's working on the movie with Brynne asked her what happened to Autumn, and she's like,
she said period. She said period. Actually, I'll write a whole damn book about it.
And she said this was her favorite book.
Ooh.
Like, it was so good.
It was. Actually, it was. This is not, usually I'm not into like murdery rom-com situations, but I actually really enjoyed this book.
It's, because this is very also similar to Butcher Blackbird. It's a little
Oh, I'm excited to read it. Oh.
She does ruin food a little bit.
A little bit. Yeah, I've learned please don't eat while you like listen or read these books. And she does say that in the beginning. It doesn't affect her. No, not affected.
I grew up watching CSI all the time, and they show like all this gross stuff, and I'm like, I can eat during all this. So like, I was eating in the middle of her discussing something like horrible, and I was like, that's gross. And I just kept eating.
Criminal offensive. Don't forget about Sheriff Yates, y'all.
Sheriff Yates, a small town sheriff that you don't really see a lot, but everyone's like, he's inept, he's all this, but you'll see. And the location for all this is Cape Carnage, where we are pretending to be.
If you've read it, you already know.
You already know.
Which you would have.
Comment in the description if you knew the ending. Because I think I hacked it. I don't remember if I predicted it or not.
Yes.
I think I was still like, I don't know.
Yes, definitely comment below if you clocked the ending of this book, because I didn't.
I didn't either. No. More of the backstory on Ruinous Love information that we might need. So as I said, Sloan got kidnapped by Harvey while she was there to murder him. And she got caught and was down there with Harper, whose name is Autumn. And she had her phone on, so she texted her murder partner, Rowan. We love him. And he came and rescued her, and together they killed Harvey Mead. Harvey Mead is like a discount Ed Gein. They found his mother's mummified corpse in his house. So Sloan kind of made fun of him, and he kind of like, I guess had a heart attack and died is what they said. I don't remember much. And then they set his house on fire.
Okay, period. That's actually not the most fun way to kill a murderer, but like, pop up, I guess.
I know, but it's like, well, he's dead.
Bye.
It was fine. Summary time. So we meet Harper. She is using her wood chipper that she named Cookie Monster because it's blue. And
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Cookie. Yeah. Morpheus is like, cookie. Nom nom.
Yeah, nom nom. Exactly. That's Morpheus.
It's amazing.
Yeah, that was hilarious. And of course, our most favorite audiobook narrator ever did a fantastic job with that little amazing nugget.
Like, I love that. Samantha's amazing. Brynne Weaver like credits her. She's like, you brought this character to life because she is so good.
Samantha is just so good. We are literally in love with Samantha.
We are.
Hi, Samantha. If you ever see this, we love you so much. I hope that we get to meet her soon. Wouldn't that be so fun?
I would. Anyway,
die.
okay, then we meet Morpheus. He comes in, wants human body parts. She gives him some. Then Harper goes up to Arthur's house for lunch, where she kind of goes and takes care of him, as said. And then Nolan comes into town, and we learn he's there for vengeance. And, he's Batman, is what I said. So we learn.
Kind of feels like that a little bit.
He's like, I'm here for vengeance. I'm like, okay, Batman. So we learned his backstory, which is very sad. What happened is very sad. So Nolan and his brother were off hiking a mountain trail. I believe it was the 4th of July, he said, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah.
I'll put it in here if I'm not. And on the way back down the hill, they got struck by a car that was speeding around the bend. And it's very sad. He watched his brother basically die. And he remembers seeing the people in the car, and he's like, he's badly injured. Mm-hmm. It took him months to
literally
recover.
Fading in and out of consciousness. Yeah. Almost paralyzed. Yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, I'm going to get revenge. And he figures out who the people in the car were. And he learns that the driver, ran off in her car and drove it off a cliff and died. And he's like, okay, but I don't believe that. Yeah. And then we learn this. Nolan's one that scrapbooks. So he figures out who these people are. At the beginning of the scrapbook, it's cute. It's his road to recovery, which I was like, that's cute to remember where you started on this recovery to yourself. And then it turns murdery.
It's a little murdery.
It's a little murdery. He finds out who these guys are and realizes all 3 of them have the same tattoo. And he took it off of them and put it in the scrapbook.
The tattoo literally says, "Remember, you will die.
Memento mori," which is very Christian.
I was like, oh, okay.
I was like, okay, Viper Queen.
Remember that you're going to die by the hands of a Batman-esque do-gooder. Yeah. Can we also mention that when he fully recovered, he became a search and rescue person?
Yes, he was a firefighter.
Truly, a goody two-shoes that has this really strong sense of justice. It powers his entire existence, essentially. Because
during all this search, he learned that the driver, Harper, is still alive. Yeah, we learn later the whole story, even more. So he's out for revenge. He's in a coffee shop, bumps into this gorgeous girl, and it's like they're chatting. They both are like, ooh, hi, type thing. They both like each other.
The tension is tensioning.
It's so good. And then the barista calls her name, and he pales, white-faced, stiff, and she's like, because Harper's very self-aware, very aware of everybody. And she's like, no. So she leaves. She's like, I gotta go. And so then he starts stalking her. Because Harper's awkward as fuck during this. She's like, balmy, because she has a human body parts and foil in her bag, and she's like,
which girl, why do you have that?
I know.
What are you gonna do? I don't understand. And you're gonna walk into and then you're gonna go into a public place with that on you? That's crazy. Yeah. That's crazy. So crazy. Didn't understand that part. Don't know why she did that.
With the awkwardness, I was like, this is very much me, balmy and teabagging. I mean,
anyways, it was absolutely insta love. It was love at first sight.
It was, and he did not want that.
Correct.
Because he's like, I want her dead, but I want to torture her first, because he's there for 3 weeks.
He wanted murder at first sight.
Yes. As Nolan is going back to his Airbnb, not Airbnb,
hotel,
B&B,
hotel, motel, yeah, Holiday Inn.
He meets Sam Porter, who is the amateur documentarian and sleuth seeker founder, and he learns that his drone operator is not there and he needs somebody. He's like, I operate drones for search and rescue. I can help, because he wants to spy on Harper. Creepy. So he does. He gets shots for Sam, but then he's like following Harper for a hot minute, and he's like, who's this guy hugging her? And he's very jealous, but he hates that he's jealous.
Yeah, immediately he's jealous. And can we just rewind for a second? Sam Porter, off the rip, you're like,
who is this guy?
Sus.
Yeah.
Sussy.
Sam is sussy. Sam is saying he's looking for La Plume, because I said La Plume was this famous serial killer that killed her 30 years ago and was never caught. And the victim was Poppy Lancaster, who is Arthur's daughter. She was killed in the cabin on his property where Harper is staying. And it comes back later, because Arthur cannot go in there.
Lucas's mom, right?
Yes, Lucas's mom. And Arthur, even though he's losing his memory, Harper knows he will not go in there, so he cannot get his murder back, which she took from him. Like, you don't need to go kill people just because you're a cranky old man.
Correct. He's losing his memory. Mm-hmm. The book is literally called Tourist Season, and the whole thing the thing about that is that Arthur doesn't fuck with tourists. Tourists
Bad
disturb Cape Carnage.
Yes.
And he's a retired serial killer.
Yes.
And the whole time you're kind of thinking that
he's La Plume.
That he's La Plume,
you're
exactly.
Like, oh, he killed his daughter because she caught him. Like,
yeah.
Because you know he's a serial killer.
Yeah.
You find out later, and I'll just tell this now, Harper met him because she was in town, like, driving through, but in town for a little bit, and she watched this guy creep on little girls at the park. Like, creep on little girls.
Yeah.
And so she figured out who he was and went back to his hotel. Arthur had already killed him. And she's like, oh. And Arthur's like, I like you.
Her sense of justice is also very strong.
So that's why it's tourist season, because Arthur hates the tourists that are bad. Like, there's a guy in a hospital that knocks over a pregnant nurse, and Arthur was there and he watched it and he just gave Harper a look, and she's like, all right, I'm already on it. She's like, fuck this guy.
That guy did not stay alive very long.
Nope. No, he did not. So yeah, just the bad tourists they killed. Don't do shit in towns, people. You might die.
Don't do shit in town. Don't do shit in towns is crazy to say. Don't disturb the peace.
Shit in town.
Don't do that. Don't shit where you eat also. Yeah. Sage advice.
Sage advice.
Maybe don't shit in bed if you can help it.
So after Nolan had spied on Harper, he goes to her place to stalk her more, and then he hears somebody outside, and he's like, is she fucking this guy outside? Because it's very sexual noises. No, he finds out the guy that she hugged is stalking her and jacking off at her window as she's masturbating inside too.
Yeah, that was yeah, that was a double. That
makes you think of
double
this
dog
song.
down, wasn't it?
Oh,
creepy Jake.
So this is when the garrote comes into play, and Nolan's like, "Oh hell no!" and he kills him. And then the next morning, his head is on the bird feeder, and Harper's like, "Chill, she's calm.
She's sending a message. He's sending a message."
And Harper's calm. She's like, "Hey Arthur, did you put Jake's head here?" He's like, "No, Jake's head." And she's like, "Never mind."
Yeah, creepy Jake. She literally calls him creepy Jake.
Yeah. Creepy stocky Jake or creepy feely Jake or whatever. It's so funny.
Creepy touchy feely Jake.
Yeah. It was so funny. She's like, no, that's his nickname. And he's like,
she was like, well, he's relatively harmless, but I guess not.
Yeah. And so he killed him, and he like had his hand and was like waving. Like, it was so funny. I just find this funny, just their banter and everything. Like, that's the kind of banter I look for in somebody.
That is the perfect thing about this book, is that the rom-com bantery business it's really fun. Mm-hmm. And then you're adding in the spice of life, which is murder. And it's like murdery rom-com-y silliness and real spice. Yeah. And the real spice is spicing. It's so spicy. Yep. So they have that issue, she's like, what the fuck, why? And he's like, you killed my brother. And she's like, no, but some of the stuff she says, you're like, oh, did you really kill him and drive off? Because she's like, I do remember leaving his brother there to die, and then she's like, but then I killed Harper. We're like, so wait a minute, why were you there? Yeah, it's very like, what the fuck? Yep. That we find out, don't worry. Yeah, touchy feely creepy Jake. So as they're having this conversation and she's holding Jake's head, a friend stops by and she's like, frozen. The friend's like, just eating a bag of chips, like, hey, do you have this? I need some of this. And she's like, yeah. She's like, oh, you're making a corpse for the soapbox race? She's like, uh-huh. Because this town embraces their name, Cape Carnage. It's Halloween town basically all year round. I love it. Yeah. I want to go. Yeah. So, yeah. So they pull that off. And again, Nolan is so confused why Harper is so calm. Yes, he's like, exactly. Why is she not freaking out? What the hell? Why is the friend calm? And she's like, no, she thinks it's fake, so it's fine. And so because of this, Harper is now enrolled in a soapbox derby race, but she gets the soapbox from from Lucas when he was a kid. So she knows Nolan's after her. She stalks him now. He goes on a run. She breaks into his hotel room because she figures out how to do this stuff because she needs to. And she finds his murder bag. She finds his murder scrapbook, takes it, leaves a note like, get the fuck out, basically. Yeah. Get out of my town. They're going to be one of us. And he's like, oh, hell no. He gets mad. And he goes back to his place. As Nolan is approaching, he sees Sam outside of Harper's place getting more drone footage. And he's like, oh, hey, what are you doing? I'm just on a casual walk. And Sam's like, oh, I'm here because this is where La Plume's last victim was, blah, blah, blah. And he mentions that he's the founder of Sleuth Seekers, like basically the Reddit online murder hunter. So, yeah. And so then Sam leaves. Nolan goes to Harper and is like, no, give me my shit back. And she's like, no. He's like, I can just go tell Sam. And she's like, Sam's here? Because she knows who he is. And so she's like, you need to help me get him off Arthur's trail. And I will give you your stuff back if you make Sam leave.
And then she also finds out Lucas sold a plot of land by the river to like make money. He's like, we don't need it. That's where Arthur buried some bodies.
Dun, dun,
So she's like, you also need to help me dig up these 16 bodies in 3 weeks.
or else I'm going to Yates.
No, I'm going to go to the FBI. I'm going to turn all this into the FBI.
Yeah, true. Yates is absolutely worthless.
Yates
Or
is
so we
worthless, they
think.
They're like, he's so inept because he goes to him to be like, try to get Sam off of Harper and Arthur's trail. And he's like, I saw some drones flying over and it was like weird. And he's like, you weren't the drone flyer? Like, weren't you doing that the other day? He's like, fuck.
He's
was,
like-
but not this.
He's like, interesting that you're here talking about Sam when you're the suspicious one.
Right? Do you know about Jake? And he's like, no.
He says, Jake?
Jake who?
Who's Jake?
The way he was like, no. I've been like, I don't know many townspeople. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Sheriff Yates was like, right.
yeah, he was acting like, he wasn't, like, once you learned about Yates, I'm like, that's right.
Mhm.
See, in the reread, I forgot because I was looking to count the chapter count real quick at
Yeah.
the end, and I was like, oh yeah.
Mhm.
I was like, now everything's clicking again.
Mhm.
Yeah. So they start to uncover bodies, and Harper's like, I have the map in my head. You have to do this with me. And they're kind of falling for each other even more.
Somehow this is bringing them together. Digging up bodies and removing them from a plot of land is bringing them together. Okay, but then she sees him shirtless, and it all makes sense. Boy is stacked.
Yes. Former firefighter, search and rescue, murderer. 2 of the 3 ain't bad.
You gotta have strength when you're a murderer.
When you're a murderer. Because he only does this on the anniversary of his brother's death, so it's only the last 3 years that he's done this.
Yeah, it's
so.
really casual serial killer stuff.
It's very casual serial killer. It's not like I have to go kill
Everybody
6 weeks.
all the time, yeah.
And so during all this, while they're making this deal, later she gives Lucas Nolan's bag. It's like, you need to hide this from me, and if anything happens to me, give it to the FBI. And Lucas is like, you good? She's like, yeah, just do that. And he's like, okay.
This is the part that I'm like, and so they're so close that he doesn't even question
know.
at all. Hi,
This is why I'm like, no, Lucas
harvest
knows shit.
season.
Lucas knows shit. You know he
Yes,
does.
or
His girlfriend.
he's not as
Innocent.
innocent. He's not that innocent.
I think so. I think it's a combo. Because again, they mentioned that girlfriend offhand. Because she was like wondering if he was a virgin. She's like, I don't want to think about that.
That was weird.
Like that.
I said, isn't he like a brother to you?
Basically, but it's been like 4 years, but it's like they're so close. Their banter is so funny because they throw each other under the bus with Arthur. Like, oh, Lucas put your keys in the dishwasher. And he's like, I hate you, Harper, because they're texting this. And it's great. That banter also, I'm like, that's fun as hell.
They work together to take care of their grandpa.
Their grandpa,
basically.
basically. Like, it is Lucas's, but it's also Harper's grandpa. So Harper calls, when she sees him shirtless, she calls it the nighttime body removal party. I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to go to that party, though.
I'm good.
If Nolan's shirtless,
I
maybe.
think if you sent me an RSVP, I'd politely decline, but wonder if there was a registry.
Exactly.
Shovel?
Exactly.
You guys need a new shovel?
No one gets it.
True.
So during this
He's on
time,
top of it.
they're kind of flirting, and Nolan's kind of flirting back. And this line gets me. He's like, "What the fuck? I'm not flirting with the woman I might kill. Will kill." And I'm like, "Oh, Nolan." And so the Nolan, as they're digging, he's kind of making comments about how Arthur's La Plume. And this gets Harper like, "No, he's not. Like, what the hell?" And Harper gets mad at him. And he's like, "Okay, I kind of deserved it. Like, I was antagonizing her, you know?" And so then he starts buying shit for them. Mainly Harper. He's like, she needs a new shovel. She needs bug spray. She needs this. And it's like, okay.
She needs hot chocolate.
She needs hot chocolate. And so they've done this for 3 nights now. And so Harper's tired the next day. Like after 3 nights, they're staying up to like 2, 3 a.m.
Moving bodies,
Moving
nonetheless.
body parts, all
in
this
various stages of decomp.
Yeah. There's a crash outside her place and she gets startled and burns her hand. This comes back later. And it's just Arthur crashed the golf cart. A little episode, she gets him calmed down. And she goes into town and Nolan's watching her and he sees the burn on her hand and immediately goes into the same store and was like, "Are you okay?" And she's like, "Yeah." Like, he's like, "What happened?"
Overprotective much?
Yeah. And it's so cute. I'm like, that's protective, but also like, Nolan, calm the fuck down.
Also, aren't you gonna kill
me?
her?
It's like, I'm confused.
Mhm.
But okay.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so then later this night they get hot chocolate, and she had purchased the fake blood her friend sells, and she's like, this will be good with the hot chocolate.
So good. So very good.
It basically has magic mushrooms in it. And Harper knew this, and she put a little bit on hers, and she drizzled that fucker on his. So much. And she was like drinking it, and then like would flick it off her cup.
Mm-hmm.
And Nolan got so high. That was so funny. But then somebody came when they were digging, and she's like, shut the fuck up.
Bro was seeing portals.
He was seeing portals. He was seeing shit. He's like, you're so beautiful. And like touching her, and she's like,
hands off, Nolan.
basically.
Ew.
But they were holding hands the whole time.
True.
A little bit. But then she threw his camping chairs into the water. She threw the stove in the water. She threw everything in the water because somebody was coming and they had nowhere to hide. I'm like, I would be mad about my shit.
Yeah, girl. I mean, clearly he's bred it out, but still.
Clearly. Yeah.
He just bought all new stuff anyway. So. Okay.
But it was so funny. So, but on the way that night, before this whole high encounter happens, it's raining. And Harper does not like the rain because it kind of reminds her of Harvey and that whole ordeal. And so we learn more. It's a derelict house, oppressive, a cold cellar, the smell of piss and shit, fear and death, sound of chainsaw, Adam screams, and maniacal laughter. I'm like, oh, fuck.
Jeez, Harper.
Every time it rains, God, we'd be screwed here.
Oh, yeah.
So Harper has survivor's guilt. You can so feel that.
Yeah.
She does not feel like a survivor. And this is we learn more about Harvey Mead and Adam, and they try to get out, and Harvey broke his legs and all of this stuff, and it's sad. It's so sad. So Harper reveals she has to have a light on because she was in the dark, which I get. Because even Nolan's like, she has lights on. Wonder why that is. But she has to have lights on. She cannot be in the dark. Trauma.
Yeah. Severe PTSD, obviously. Mm-hmm. I mean, if you were trapped in the bottom of a serial killer's house, you would also have PTSD.
God, yeah. And so then she gets there, they have the hot chocolate, that whole thing. Yeah, so they go back home to Harper's, and she's like, you can't go. You can't leave. So you're going to come stay at my place. And they kiss.
First kiss.
But also, like, he's high. Consent?
Magic. Yeah. Magicy mushrooms.
Magic mushroom high.
Magically delicious.
And I was like, yeah, so they kiss roughly, and it's very, they go rough at each other. But Harper keeps telling him, fuck me like you hate me. And he's like, okay. Because I guess the Harper, I think, to get out of her feels needs that, which understandable. And during this whole time, the first time, Nolan's hating on himself because he's like, I need to kill this woman, but I don't want to now. So the next day, Nolan wakes up and he is leaving, and he sees the drone, and he's like, is Sam here? No, it's Vinny, his drone operator. He finally came. He's chatting with him, gets a little more story about La Plume, and then this is when he heads to the police station to report to Yates that he's like, I saw something. And that whole and the sheriff, Nolan noticed he has a picture of himself and his wife and kids, 2 daughters, I believe, and himself with animals he's killed, like 3 or 4 different animal heads. And I'm just like, okay, that's hunting. I get,
not unusual for rural communities.
No, but I'm like, I have questions. Knowing what we know, I have questions.
I mean, listen, it's a book, and if they put it in the book, clearly we need to pay attention to it, right? We learn.
Yes.
We learn. We read and we learn. Sometimes.
This is when Nolan starts to have doubts about killing her. And he's like, I need to talk to her and stuff. And then he's waiting for her that night, and she doesn't show. And we switch to Harper's point of view. We find out Arthur took a fall and is in the hospital. And Harper is a little distraught because she's like, I almost didn't go over that and check on him, see if he wanted dinner. And she's like, good thing I did, because she found him passed out, head wound. And this is when that whole drunk guy, yeah, he was very drunk, knocks over a pregnant nurse, and Arthur was awake and just stared at Harper, and she's like, yep, I already know. And as she's trying to kill him, or she's beating him, she's like, that nurse has taken IVF for like 7 years. It took her so long to get pregnant. She's like, you could have fucked that up. Mm-hmm. Like, Arthur protects the town, and he's instilled that in Harper. Protect the town.
Justice.
Vengeance.
Batman.
Bam, bam. So, but Harper brought him back to her place, and Nolan appears during this time, and he sees the guy tied up, and they're
Drunk guy. This is the drunk guy she brought back.
Yeah, the drunk guy. She brought the drunk guy back, and he's tied up, and he's like, "What's going on?" They're just standing there having a conversation. The guy's just laying there, and I'm like,
Well, he's begging for his life. He's like, please don't kill me. And Nolan's like, question mark, Harper? And Harper's like,
okay?
Listen, bitch.
Listen, let me tell you. But then he gets out of his chain, almost. And he's able to stand up, and he kind of tackles Nolan down.
Yep.
And then he's taking the aerator and going after Nolan and Harper. Nolan distracts him again, and then Harper's able to like almost slice off his head, but like take an axe to the neck. He go down.
Axes and O's, but make it murdery.
Exactly.
Axes and uh-ohs.
But yeah, just that whole scene. I'm like, why are we talking with the guy tied up? Can we kill him first and then finish this conversation?
Yeah, like what's going on here? Hello?
Like she wanted to torture him more, which I get, but like, can we not have this conversation right now? So yes, but before all of this, we learned that Harper had taken some items that she had saved from her past life, and that were hers, but you wouldn't be able to fully tell unless you knew her. So she knew that Sam would recognize this stuff. And she's like, okay, I need to get Sam away from here so I can murder this guy. And she puts him in a house far away, like 20 minutes outside of town, and then messages in the group because she has a dummy account. And she's like, look what I found. And that gets Sam and Vinny the fuck out of there. Because that's another thing. Nolan's like, Sam is in town. Like, Vinny's here. She's like, no, they're gone. And this is also what pushes Sam to be like, okay, this is really Autumn. This is Autumn's stuff.
Yep. She plants evidence basically to try to get rid of him, and instead it fuels his fire to find her more.
Yeah, because she just disappeared. And they're like, where did Autumn go? Where did she go? She was back and then she disappeared. And so he wants to find her. And this, we
don't know why though. I guess just to solve it and to interview her and
she survived
be creepy.
A serial killer.
Yeah.
She obviously didn't talk about Sloan and Rowan. So they are like, how did you get rescued? Like they have questions. I hope in Harvest season we get more, because the Sleuth Seekers are heading to Cape Carnage. Because shit happens at the end. This is all just building information, and in the end you're like, yeah, this is
mouth on the floor type
all
shit.
Of this gives you good information. That's why I was like, there's so much to put in here. Yes. And so after that whole attack by drunk asshole, they are continuing to work, but more in silence and digging up the bodies. And it's like, okay, she's like, I'm gonna take a night off because there's the opening play for the whole tourist season, I guess, and Lucas is in it, and it's a Beauty and the Beast, but it's bloody. And I'm like, where is that? Can I go watch it?
Yes. Oh my god.
It's so fun.
Murder Beast.
Mr. Beast murder. Cut that out, obviously.
No, keep it in. Allegedly.
We don't want him dead or murdering.
No. It was a joke. It was a joke.
Legal purposes.
Yeah.
So yeah, Lucas is in the play, and so her and Arthur there, and then Nolan shows up, and Arthur's like, "Who are you?" Because Nolan's flirting with her in play, and then this is when Sam confronts her. Intermission, she's going to get more popcorn because Nolan and Arthur keep taking her popcorn.
That was the funniest part. Oh my god.
They're like this, and she's like, stop it. And then she bribes Arthur to switch seats. She's like, I'll give you milk duds if you switch seats. And he's like, okay, chocolate. And it's contraband. Chocolate. Nolan had better chocolate. And so they switched again. And she's like, what the hell? You betrayed me. And it's so funny. This is when Sam confronts her in the lobby. And she's very like, I don't know who you are, like feigning ignorance, basically.
I don't know what you're talking to me about. What do you want?
Yeah. And he's like, I'm ready to talk whenever you want to give your full interview, about everything, basically. And she's like, she just leaves.
How about never? Bye. Yeah.
So she leaves. She doesn't get her snack. And Nolan's like, hey, where's the popcorn? He's like, Sam. And he's like, okay. Because he's starting to fall for her, realize, I don't want to kill her. So he's extra protective now. He was already protective, extra protective now. Oh, love it. And during this intermission, still, Nolan goes and gets her a drink because she wants a drink. And the drink name I forgot was so cute. And I was like, I want that drink too.
There was an eyeball in it.
Oh, yeah. Because it was like,
she said, go get me the eyeball.
The eyeballs. I got a candy eyeball. And so during this, Nolan's gone. And Arthur tells Harper, the wrong man discovered my true nature, my identity. It made me a prized target, and look at what it cost me. This is where I was like, okay, he is not La Plume. This right here, I was like, nope. So yeah, La Plume figured out who he was and what he was doing to tourists, and he's like, I'm going to kill something close to you. My guess is he killed something close to La Plume, or La Plume's just like, ooh, something to play with.
Yeah, I would agree. I think La
Either
Plume,
one.
I think my theory definitely is that La Plume, obviously we know who La Plume
we know.
is, but I don't know
Yeah.
how he figured out he was not La Plume, and we don't know what Arthur's like murdery name is either.
I don't know if he has one.
I think okay, so here's my theory.
Okay.
Because his murder bag is an old doctor's bag, I bet he's
Something
called the Doctor. Mm-hmm.
And that's David Tennant. But
Not that kind of doctor. Oh my gosh. Murder doctor.
Related. I think, yeah. Doctor related, yeah.
Plague
like
doctor?
Ooh.
Cape Carnage doctor? The doctor of murder? The doctor of Cape
House
Carnage?
call? I don't know.
Oh, house call? House? Where's his cane? Where's his drug addiction? What's going on? Great show. Great show.
After the play, Nolan asks Harper out, and Arthur's like, go with him. She's like, Lucas will take me home. So they go up to the park that's like overlooking the town, and she watches Arthur and Lucas leave. And then her and Nolan start doing stuff. This is where the knife play comes in, and it's very light knife play.
Very light. Very light.
Very light. I was like, okay. You know, it's one of those, he cuts her tights off, basically. So runs it along her leg. He cuts things off, but does not poke her or make her bleed. Damn dog. Let the dog loose.
Yeah, somebody did let the dog loose. Damn.
Yes. Yeah, they have sexy time on the swings, guys, and I'm like, I need a visual representation.
Yeah, how did you end with the back and the...
Yeah. I have so many questions. So many questions. And so then they do go out to dinner and eat and talk. But she gets information. She has questions about his life, and he tries to ask questions about hers, and she doesn't share it, which I get. She's very like, I'm not telling anybody who I am. I have to protect the town, all of this. And after this is when Nolan breaks into Sam's room and sees he has a bunch of pictures of charts and dates and coordinates and pictures of Arthur and Harper. And Harper's have weird notes about like checking her emotions, look at the videos to compare. And he's like, what the fuck is this? Because Sam had told him earlier, the next spring tide, Arthur's biggest secret will be revealed. And the next spring tide is in like a week or something at this point, a few days.
Yep.
And we do learn what it is. He's like, okay, as he's leaving, and there's coordinates, everything's written down. As he's leaving, he runs into Yates in the hallway. He's like, oh, your room here too? And he's like, no, I was just trying to check on Sam, but he's not there. I just knocked. And Yates is like, huh, okay. Yates is acting sus of him, and you're like, oh, this cop's onto him. But Nolan, you're stupid.
Yeah.
He's real stupid here.
He's not.
He's not bright.
He's not covering his tracks very well. For a serial killer, he's doing a bad job.
Doing a real bad job. Yates is inept. And you're like, okay, it's just a stupid small town sheriff, you know? So because of the coverage to like why she had a head, she's in the soapbox kart racing. And so she's going down the hill, having a blast. She's like, why haven't I done this before? It's so much fun. The adrenaline, everything. She loses her brakes and her steering.
Loses her brakes and her steering.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Mm-hmm. And then she's out of control. And Nolan's like, okay, get out. Her seatbelt's not working. He's like, I thought you checked this. And she's like, I lied. That was the funniest thing too. As he's racing along the corner.
I know. I'd literally just picture him like sprinting like through the woods and trying to catch up. Yeah, trying to catch up to her. Yeah. Meanwhile, she's like, ah!
Exactly. Yeah, because so she's racing downhill and like through like a big partial park, and then there's a cliff up ahead, and she looks at Nolan and goes, I can't swim. And he's like, really? So
he said, what? So you live in an oceanside town
and you can't swim.
And you can't swim. Wow. Interesting.
Yeah. So she goes into the water, obviously. Nolan dives in right after her. and she's calling for his name as she's going under. He cuts her loose. This scene was like intense. This is where the drowning comes in.
Yeah.
And he gets her free. She's not breathing. Again, he's search and rescue, so he knows what the fuck to do, which is hot.
CPR.
And he's like calling for help. They're in the middle like of like the Cape area. So like, who's gonna help you? You jumped off a cliff. Like,
so true.
like,
luckily,
there's a fisherman and his son are there, and he's like, "Son, come here," because obviously he saw it happen.
oh my god, this child is permanently traumatized.
I think he's like a teen.
Permanently traumatized.
I'd be traumatized as an adult.
Permanently traumatized.
So he's giving CPR. He's like, "Do you have a defibrillator?" He's like, "No, I got a first aid kit." And he's like, "Go get it," because he nicked her when he was cutting the seatbelt off. Which I don't care. Cut me, break my ribs. But Nolan is so prepared, and he gets her back, and he is so making sure like she's alive, she's awake. She's like, "Stay awake, stay awake," and she just drowned. And he's like, "I'm coming with you." She's like, "No, you're fine. You don't have to come with me." And he's like, "I'm staying with you." She's like, "It's the hospital. I don't want you to, have your own trauma." And he's like, "She's thinking about me after she just died, basically." He's like, "Yeah, I love her."
Well, he's like, there's no way that I know that there's something in the back of his brain at this point that Harper isn't his Harper.
Yeah.
Because if she's
it's like a little niggling or something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If she is going out of her way to consider him, there would be no way that the Harper that was the hit and run
that
in his previous life.
Die.
Exactly. There's no way that she would ever be thinking that way.
No.
So he's starting to put the puzzle pieces together at this point. Real slow.
Real slow.
Slow.
But he's like
slowing. And that's his name from now on. Slowin.
So yeah, since he brought her back and she's been in the hospital and then discharged, she's barely left her side, which I get. He went and dug up a few extra bodies because she's like, "We have to stay on track. We have a timeline."
Fresh out of the hospital? No. We gotta dig up bodies now.
Now. So Harper's woken up because Nolan's having a nightmare, and it's a nightmare of his brother dying, which I get. And so she wakes him up. They have a chat, and then they have sex because she's like, "I need this right now. Like, I'm not fragile. Do it." He's like, "Okay."
Yeah, I just died, but that's okay. Bring me back to life.
Exactly. So the next day, Harper goes up to the manor and she had asked Lucas right before she went soapbox racing, asked Lucas, "Where's the bag?" And he's like, "The one place you would not go," which is a cellar, because obviously. And so she goes up to the manor to get the bag. She's like, "Nolan can have this bag." She's like, "I can't take it. I can't keep it anymore. He's a good guy." And she's like, "I don't care if he kills me, So she goes in there, gets the bag. She's having flashbacks. Such PTSD. She comes up the stairs, like basically falls out the door, and Arthur's like, "Were you in the cellar?" Arthur is he's clear-headed at this moment, and he's like, "You do not need to do this alone. Like, no." And so I was like, "Oh, Arthur." Like, it was the cutest. I loved it so much. It was just a cute little scene. I was like, I had to throw that in there. Mm-hmm. So later that evening, Harper's up working on the garden and everything. Nolan's back, and Arthur convinces him, like, "Oh, I left my bag upstairs. Can you go get it? My knees and the stairs." And he's like, "Yeah, sure." It's his murder bag.
The doctor's in.
That he knew where it was, and Harper knew he would not go get it himself. And he's like, "Yeah, sure." And then later, Lucas calls, like, "I can't find him." And he's like, "I gave him his bag." And Harper's like, "What?
You did what? With who? And where?"
And he's like, "I thought he said he was a weak old man." She's like, "He's fucking played you." Like, you're an idiot.
How do you not understand that this man used to be a serial killer? We're all serial killers here. Knock, knock. Who's there? It's me. Jessica. And I'm in here.
And so Harper finds him at the cemetery. She's like, "Hopefully you just pay a little visit." He had been knocked on the ground, and there's another man dead, not moving.
Help! I've fallen.
I can't get up. Life alert. So Harper's like, "All right, let's get you back to the house, Arthur. Nolan, fucking take care of this." She's like, so Arthur is he's a little out of it. Nolan helps get him back to himself, though, and Harper takes him home. Nolan's like, "I'm gonna go get my stuff and come take care of this body." So he goes back, grabs his bags, puts it in his SUV, grabs all his stuff, and then Sam comes up and is like, "You're gonna go where I tell you to," because he has a gun, a pew-pew pointed right at him, and it's like, fine. So he takes him off. Harper comes back and she's like, "The body's still here."
Wait a minute. Wait a damn minute.
Wait a damn minute.
Where are my people?
Where's Nolan?
Why is the body still here?
Body's supposed to go.
I told him to take care of this.
Fucking men.
Worthless.
So she gets the body to the car herself. And the man Arthur killed,
Finish him.
is the neighbor's Airbnb guest who let his dog pee and poop on Arthur's lawn. And Arthur was like, we gotta kill him. And Harper's like, settle down. Settle the fuck down.
It's hard.
It's
hard when you take pride in your land.
I know. And then you have dementia. And they're like, everybody needs to die. You're like, Arthur, calm the fuck down. Yeah. So that was funny sad.
Funny sad.
Funny sad. I was like, that's funny, but Arthur, goddamn. Oh. So Harper then gets the body in the bag. She's like, all right, I'm gonna go check the Airbnb, the B&B, the hotel, and sees his car gone. She's like, okay, his room is emptied, and she's like, this fucker left me. And as she's in the lobby, because the hotel clerk is asleep half the time, and she sleeps, and so Harper's behind the desk, like checking the book. She's like, he hasn't checked out. So what's going on? She hears somebody talking, so she hides, and it's Vinny. Like, you think Rhodes is gonna talk, blah blah blah. And she's like, they have Nolan. She goes out, asks Vinny, where is he? And he tells her that she knocks him out with a whole bunch. And I was like, get it, girl. So he's knocked out. She goes to the distillery.
She 3-hole punches him.
But he's still alive, don't worry. So we're with Nolan, and Sam has him at the distillery with a camera pointed at him. And he's like, I'm not going to say shit, because he clipped the mic to him and is like, so, you killed Mark Beaumont. He's like, how the fuck do you know that?
Step into my office. I know who you are.
Yeah.
You don't have a choice.
Yeah.
You're coming into my office.
You're coming to my office and talk about your murder. So he's like, I'm not going to tell him anything. I'm not going to do anything. And he's just sitting there chilling. He's like, well, you seem to know everything, whatever. And Sam's just sitting there. He's like, I'm going to get you to talk. I'm going to get you to talk about Autumn. And he's like, what the fuck's Autumn? Like, okay. And then there's a noise. And he's like, fucking finally, Vinny in here. Nothing. Sam leaves. Harper comes up and like unties Nolan. He's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Guess who, bitch?
Exactly. So she unties him, and then they hear Sam coming back. So he's like, go hide. And this is so great. And he's like, I'll tell you something. And Sam's like, what? And he's like, I'm not the one you should be afraid of. And Harper's like, it's me. She like hits him. Nolan lunges at him, like knocks him over, and they knock him over a ledge, like the balcony, because they're like on a second story. And he's kind of dangling by his boots still, and I'm like, okay, I need to see this still. But I love in the acknowledgements, her and her husband acted this scene out. Her husband's like, I'll help you, and they move furniture, and I'm like, that's true love. Let's act out a murder.
Ain't that true love, toots?
True love.
True love.
So Nolan gets fully undone. They take Sam's boot off, and he falls and dies. Harper's
Bye-bye,
like,
Sam.
well.
Good riddance.
Good.
Horrible man.
They leave Sam's body. They go get the videotape and shit from the camera. They're like, this shit's coming with us. Yeah. They're like, it's like the murder's on camera, essentially, because there's a microphone shit. So they're like, nope. They cleaned out Vinny's car, and Sam and Vinny's room, took everything, did everything, and then they had sexy about time.
Just an after. I mean, the murder got them hot to trot, for sure.
It did. And then he pierces her nipples as they're having sex.
That was crazy.
Like,
I was like, ouch. Ouch.
Oh.
You've hurt me.
No, thank you. No.
You guys needed to know that. I know that you guys needed to be reminded of that one.
Yes. And so the next morning, Nolan leaves fucking early. And he leaves a note, like, I'm not leaving, I'll be back. Goes back to his hotel. No, yeah, he goes back to the Overlook, to Sam's coordinates. And he sees the tide going out, and then he sees a van, like a old VW van, basically. And he's like, all right. And he has diving equipment. He goes down, looks at the van, and it's a decked out camper van, where people lived. And he gets the VIN number, goes back to his hotel, looks it up, but it comes back to this van that's had a few transactions. He's like, okay. And then he's like, let me go look in Nolan's Discord group, basically. He gets admitted, and Then he looks up the van and he's like looking stuff up, and then he sees that it leads back to somebody named Autumn and Adam. And then he pulls up the YouTube channel and he's like, Harper's staring at me, but she's blonde. He's like, what the fuck? And he sees all this and he's like, that's Harper, but she's Autumn. And then he's trying to remember, he's like, did I see her face or the real Harper? Because he looked up a picture of the real Harper and they look very similar. That's why Autumn could get away with this, because they look so similar. So Autumn got away, wanted to start over because fucking media and her life and her PTSD start over.
They sensationalized her.
Yeah, for surviving a serial killer. And she's like, no. She was in the woods and saw this happen.
The hit and run.
The hit and run. Saw Harper take off and then killed her. I think she stopped somewhere else and then pushed her off a cliff and took her identity. So Harper really is dead. But Autumn is alive and Autumn is Harper now. So Nolan put all this together and is like, oh.
About fucking time.
And it's like, I can't tell his reaction. You know?
Pretty neutral.
Pretty neutral, because from there...
He must have had a hunch.
There's no way. He must have had a hunch because... And he's chatting in the group, trying to find stuff. It was little chats, but then somebody in the group, I swear I wrote down his name, Night of Truth, is like, hey, has anybody heard from Sam and Vinny? And they're like, oh, it's the morning. Sam's probably diving still. Blah, blah, blah. Nolan's doing his research at this point. And then Night of Truth's like, no, we're going to Cape Carnage. Sam and Vinny are dead. And they're like, okay, we know Sam's dead. What about Vinny?
A call to action.
A call to action
has begun
dun, dun, dun.
for the sleuth slayers. Sleuth? Troopers?
So Sam's like, no, Nolan, sorry, not Sam. Sam's dead. And Vinny's dead, and Nolan's like,
is Vinny dead? I think that she just beat him up and let him go.
No, the epilogue tells you.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Epilogue. Because that's how it ends. We're going to Cape Carnage in the Sleuth Seekers, and Nolan's like, fuck. Epilogue. So we don't have a name. It just says epilogue. We figured out who it is. Someone pulls their gun from their holster and walks around the distillery, sees Sam's body, and is like, that's kind of your fault. Hears a noise, sees Vinny. Vinny's very out of it because he got conked in the head. And then he also bashes his head against the side of the building and is asking him questions. And Vinny tells the sheriff that Nolan, Harper, and Arthur are killers. The sheriff in all caps, sheriff. And sheriff's like, oh, yes, my little playthings. I like to keep my toys safe. And he's like, what? So Vinny's very out of it. Basically, the sheriff puts a knife in his hand, knife pointing out, makes Vinny stab him, so he has a right to shoot him, protecting himself. Because the sheriff is La Plume. Dun, dun, dun! Because as he's like pulling his gun up, he's like, I hear you've been looking for La Plume. And Vinny's like, what? Like, very out of it. He's like, he kills him and is like, well, you found him. I was like, guys.
Huh?
Oh, the sheriff was a murderer. Yeah, he was saying he was keeping his playthings safe. So he stayed in this town, got married, had kids to keep an eye on Arthur. Why? This is a trilogy, they said. So I'm like, because this is the something trilogy. I'll put it up.
Ruin.
Ruin is Love is the other one.
You're right.
I don't remember. But I have the Harvest season synopsis because I avoided this and I made sure you avoided it.
Harvest season synopsis. Cape Carnage is blooming with secrets and they're ready to harvest. But every time Nolan Rhodes digs one up, another grows in its place. Harper isn't who he thought she was. Arthur might be more sinister than he first thought. And Sheriff Yates, that man is everywhere he turns. When true crime fanatics descend on the town looking for answers about the death of their leader, Nolan finds himself at the center of a search and rescue operation for missing people he knows are already dead. Cape Carnage teeters on the brink of chaos, and the harder Nolan tries to keep it together, the closer Harper comes to unraveling. Harper Starling has risked everything to bury her trauma in Cape Carnage, but now that Nolan has unearthed her past, her whole life seems ready to break apart. And who can she trust? Enigmatic man she's falling in love with? He came to kill her. The serial killer mentor she's vowed to protect? He's become an unpredictable menace. Oh fuck.
I know.
The woman in the mirror? She might be the most dangerous of all. Loyalties are tested, bonds are bent to a breaking point, and love, that might be the deadliest trap of all.
That's low.
Harvest season is a dark romance with mature themes. Please check content warnings at the beginning of the book.
The tropes: small town romance, fish out of water, grumpy, which I was like, yes.
Yeah.
Forced proximity, He falls first. Touch her/him and die. Villain, brat and brat tamer. Yeah.
All right.
So that was our tourist season recap, guys. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for joining.
The unhinged recap.
Please make sure that you click the bell.
Yes. Make sure you're subscribed.
We're on YouTube. We're on Spotify. We're on TikTok. We're on Instagram. We're
on
everywhere.
Fable.
We are also on Fable
Mhm.
at The Cult of Books or The Cult of Books Pod on
Yes.
Instagram.
Yes. And our Fable book club that we are starting is Margo's Got Money Trouble. There is a link down below for $5 off. So come join us. We're starting that really soon.
Yes.
We're very excited.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. And what you should do, editing Natasha, I'm speaking to you directly now. Have them run across the screen like,
like
Star Wars.
I would bring
Fingers
every book
crossed.
and be like, can you just sign this?
Can you say this? Can you say
You
this?
sign
Can you say
everything
this?
I have.
I'm gonna get your name tattooed on my body. Just kidding. We're not that crazy, but
Maybe. Anthony? I would get his signature tattoo.
Oh my god.
Anyway.
Ball meat.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I love this song.
What song is it?
I always forget. I will find it. It is basically,
Baby, why you calling me?
it's basically she knows she has a stalker and she gets off. Oh, it's I Get Off. It's I Get Off on You, Getting Off on Me.
And I literally
It
don't
is-
know that song.
I have it on my Spotify. I will play for you. That's what that made me think of. And I was like, does
Okay.
she know he's there? She's getting off because he's getting off. Like,
no.
like that's what I thought because I love that song.
Jake.
Harper.
Harper Starling has risked everything to bury her trauma and bury. I hate bury. Who
I'm just
am
gonna let
I?
it go.
Ew. Finish him.